to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. a sweet harmony. Someday we'll all be free.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is the 1st of January 2019. The year has just kicked off and it is time for the first quarterfinals. And my voice is completely to shit. It is absolutely broken. And my voice has cracked multiple times already. And I think it will happen a lot this stream. But it does not matter. It has to go on. The show has to go on. We will get rid of the epic music. and we will go to the matchup screen, which are only 2 matches, of course, today. Oh my god, am I hyped, because these matches are promising, very promising indeed. First, we will see IkYonic versus Whoppersnore, the undefeated first player from the Dark Age group, versus Whoppersnore, the third place player from the Imperial group. Of course, the Imperial group being another very strong group, and Whoppersnore showing that he knows a thing or two about aggression, and we've seen that IkYonic can struggle with the early aggression. It can bring some unbalance to in game. So can Whoppersnore actually do it? Can he defeat the god, the favorite of the tournament, IkYonic? We will see that very soon. And after that, Flojo versus Banana Bread, another hype match. 2 players that are, I think, very close in terms of skill level. Flojo, second seed player, only lost to the Fate. Banana Bread had some struggles in the beginning of the tournament, but of course that is in the Dark Age group, so that doesn't really say much. And then he knocked out the first seed player of the Castle group, the undefeated as of then, Koekenbakker, which, in my opinion, what I thought would be a very close match was actually a pretty convincing, nice win from Banana Bread. So is this train still going, and will Banana Bread see it all the way through the semifinals and maybe even further? We will find out very soon. But first, it is Whoppersnore versus IkYonic. I'm talking like this for mostly about 2 reasons. 1, I'm very hyped. 2, I'm trying to get my own mind into this game because I am broken. But it doesn't matter. We are going to the first game, which is Whoppersnore versus IkYonic. I'm loading it up as we speak. Oh yes, oh yes. I didn't have to wait too long because I got this replay like yesterday, the day before that, I don't know. But it felt like ages because I really wanted to watch this one. And it's finally here. I'll let him bring you to the game. This is already going great, guys. Okay. On the left side, in blue, it is Whoppersnore playing as the Aztecs. Nice. Never mind. On the right side, in red, it is IkYonic as the Celts. Yes, the Celts versus the Aztecs. You hear me laughing because I had a talk with Whoppersnore the other day, and I was trying to predict what civilization he picked, and I said he would go for the Aztecs. So, and that was after the game was played. So, yeah, I got it right. I can totally read his mind. That's great. Well, the Celts versus the Aztecs. I think this is a super awesome matchup. I think it's no surprise that he picked the Aztecs. The bans were all... I can't remember them fully, but I know that IkYonic banned almost all, if not all, available archer-based civilizations. The only really archer-based civilization you could have still picked is the Chinese, which is a little bit suboptimal. So it's understandable why he didn't pick that. So he went for the Aztecs, one of the best early aggression civilizations in the game. And I think that Whoppersnore is looking for an archer rush here. I do think that he's just going to stick to his plan A and to the thing that worked for him the best. And on the other side we have the Celts. I think that's a very nice pick from IkYonic. The Celts, of course, are a very versatile civilization, one of the better, or if not the best, 1v1 Arabian civilization, because, and I've talked about this so many times, it's because how versatile they are and how good they can react to all situations, and they are just solid throughout every stage of the game. And I'm hoping IkYonic won't lose a boar on stream here. He will. Rip. So 2 very potent civilizations, which is of course to no surprise in the quarterfinals, because this is all or nothing. It doesn't matter that IkYonic didn't lose any games as of yet. If he loses this one, he's out. Whoppersnore lost 2. Also, that doesn't matter. Maybe he learned something from that, and and he will move on. Of course, if he wins this game, he will actually face Flojo if Flojo wins that game. And that would be a rematch. And that was Woppersnor's very first game after a long time, as he said. And he's grown back a little bit into the game, so it would be very awesome to see a best of 3 against those people. But I'm going way ahead of myself here. Let's first see if Woppersnor can actually do it, which would be very hype, of course, indeed. So what is going to happen? What is Woppersnor's plan and what is Ikyonic's plan? As I said, I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised if Woppersnor went for anything else than a Archer Rush. You could call him a one-trick pony. You could also just call it doing the thing that works best. It doesn't really matter. It's just how you judge it. But the fact that he picked the Aztecs after being deprived of all the Archer civilization options is probably a telltale that will happen. And on the other side, we see Ikyonik. Well, we've seen that Ikyonik plays a lot of different things. We've seen him Monk Rush, we've seen him Fast Castle, we've seen him Night Rush, we've seen him. We didn't see him Drush actually. We didn't see him do that, I think. But point is, I think he's shown the most different strategies of all the players, and the Celts are a very scary side for Woppersnor in that regard, because you cannot really tell what they will do. And I think the Celts are a very strong pick against the Aztecs in particular, because the Celts do have very strong, if not the strongest, siege equipment in the game. They have extra HP, and the siege workshops work faster. And the Aztecs don't have cavalry, and cavalry are often very good. You use light cavalry to get rid of the mangonels, the onagers, the scorpions maybe. But the Aztecs don't have that, so it really comes down to micro. For the Aztecs, you really have to dodge those mangonel shots. It can be a real pain in the butt for Aztecs, because they just do not have that convenient option to counter the workshop, and that will ask a lot from Woppersnor. But we have seen him execute some micro pretty well actually. So it can be done. It can be done, and that's also one of the reasons why I think this matchup is so interesting. The Celts versus the Aztecs is a very skill-based matchup, I would say, where the execution is one of the bigger parts of the game. The macro is also important. The Aztecs have a very strong early game. The Celts have a very strong early mid to mid game with their wood bonus. That's when it's on its strongest, because the Celts of course cannot make the is the two-man saw? I'm not sure what it's called. The Imperial Age lumber camp upgrade. They cannot upgrade it, of course. That would be super strong. But they have that bonus throughout the entire game. But towards the end, I think they still are a little faster than other people, but not that much. It doesn't really make that much difference anymore. So, and look at that. Look at what we have here. I think I tunnel visioned a little bit too much on that Archer strategy there. It's actually looking like Woppersnor will execute a Dark Rush. In the earlier stages of the tournament, we have not seen a Dark Rush. And towards the end of the group stage, we've seen it more and more. And this is maybe like the fifth time that yes, that's a word. The fifth time that we will see one. And we've seen it be successful, and we've also seen it being very unsuccessful, because the Dark Rush is very much a matter of execution. The units are not that much stronger. Look at that: 40 HP, 4 damage, and 1 pierce armor. If you go to a villager, it has the same. Health there. It only has 1 less damage, and it actually has more armor with Loom than a militia. So they are barely stronger. Actually, wait. What's going on? Don't villagers have 25? Don't villagers have 25 HP? I thought it had 25 HP. I think that my brain is, because it's not working very well, there's something going wrong there, but it doesn't matter. We see that Wobbersnarr will walk in with 5 militia. That's a lot for a Dark Rush, but he just wants to make this work. And he will go in, and he will single out a lesser group of villagers, and he will definitely win this fight. And that will village will actually lose the scout to the villagers. That does not really matter. You just want that scout to do the damage to this point. And look at all the villagers of Yonick actually standing still here. Look at how many idle villagers there are. 1, 2 villagers will go down. But this is a situation that Wobbersnarr really wants to avoid. That he gets outnumbered here. Also, militia nearing the town center. But look at Yonick. He's not really reacting to this the way he should. He's not walling it off on time. He's not entering the town center to just kill the militia instantly. And this is then a little bit of a mistake on Wobbersnarr's part that just gets that unfavorable fight. You never want to fight 3v1 or more. And I would say it is very effective, but he shouldn't lose the militia here. You really, with a Dark Rush, you really want to keep that pressure going. Sometimes just not doing the damage, but lurking there in the base can be enough. You want to keep the unrest going there, and it does seem like Wobbersnarr is going to be able to do that. He should probably run away here. One militia is very close there, both are as good as that, and now he's just going to commit to it and just let them die, not bother with it anymore. But I would say, well, 5 militia is a lot. That's a lot of gold and a lot of food to commit to that early, so early on in the game. But it did so much, and again, we see that Yonick does not really know how to react to that. He's seen the militia coming in from here. The instant reaction should have been to wall this off, and nothing would have happened. Nothing. You could have easily walled this off too. It would be a little bit awkward, but if the militia cannot do something instantly, you are so ahead. You're so much ahead because all the food and gold your enemy has invested in that in such a pivotal moment in the game is worthless at that point. So he really should have instantly walled it off, but he didn't. And the thing that happened then was that there was a lot of mayhem, a lot of idle villagers, just a very slow reaction from Yonick there, and it worked. I would say it definitely worked for Wobbersnarr. He's only 70 points ahead, but an X-Tech player in the early stages that gets that little lead, they can snowball that out. Luckily for Yonick, he is the Celts and he has some very strong economic bonuses. Oh. He has an obvious wall of, I'm not sure what Wobbersnarr was doing there, if that is intentional or that he forgot about that he left that hole there, but there will be some form of counterattack, and this game is very explosive from the get-go, with the second confrontation here in the game at minute 17. And now Wobbersnarr is producing some militia, is keeping them in the barracks. He's probably waiting for the right moment to strike, and at this point it's not really that much of a problem. Just let them hit that barracks. It's going to take them ages to actually take that down or do anything meaningful with that. In the meantime, he will build an archery range, and I think that's nice because he does see this archer, and maybe he also actually saw the archery range. Now he did not see the archery range, so the archer gave it away that he built an archery, that he's going for some sort of archer attack here early on in this game, and that's really nice because one archer can't really do that much. These are loom archers of loom villagers, of course, because Aztecs start out with loom. And you can just build one skirmisher or archers. He's just going for archers, his favorite unit. I probably would have built 1 or 2 skirmishers first, but I guess he just really likes archers. A watchtower will be built there for Wobbersnarr, protecting his food and his gold. The problem is that these archers can very nicely here stand up this hill and do all the damage and be a little bit annoying around these gold mines. I don't think the tower has all the range over here to actually get that to get the archers if they stand all the way there in the back. So Whoppersnore did some retaliation early on, but look at that. Once he has entered the feudal age, he's 300 points ahead. I think this is the first time that we've seen Igionic this behind this early in the game. And I think he really needs to do something here in order to get back from the damage that Whoppersnore has been able to do with that early drives. It's an 8 population difference there. Multiple houses will be built, and here, this is what I mean. The tower is a little bit awkward. It cannot fully. It was built here to protect the gold, but it's not in range to actually do that. So that's a little bit unfortunate, that building placement right there. But the archers from Whoppersnore will move in, and then tower is nice because you have that certain zone of control, and you can now keep that hill from yourself. He actually forces Igionic off that hill by just simply walking up there with the archers. Whoppersnore building houses next to the units of his enemy. And yeah, this is a very interesting game. This is a very interesting game right from the get-go. Now it's all coming down to micro. 3 archers versus 3 archers. Igionic does not have fletching. It does not have fletching, so Whoppersnore does have that home advantage, the damage advantage, and it does seem like he's a little bit up this hill. And look at all the bonus damage. He's completely outplaying Igionic there. But Igionic will go Castle Age at minute 21, while Whoppersnore is not close to getting Castle Age. He only has 45 gold, and he does have a lot of gold miners, so that can be fixed quickly. He does have all the buildings for Castle Age, so he won't have to. Actually, he's already clicked up. That's very fast. Did he collect that, or did he was talking too much? I didn't notice. But there will be a small lead in Castle Age timing there for Whoppersnore, so that can be very nice for him, and that gives him a chance to actually get back into this game economically. He is not building town center as of yet. He committed a lovely resource cost to production buildings and to units, so probably doesn't have the resources to also go for that instant town center. But the militia will die, and with that the pressure from Igionic will also be gone. And for the first time in 12 minutes, rest will return, peace will return to this game. And what is the next stage? We see skirmishers and knights here for Igionic. So now has all the techs, has unupgraded our ranged units and cavalry units, and is probably looking to do some more pressure. Went for the skirmishers to counter the archers from Whoppersnore, and the knights are just a very nice addition because they can very easily deal with the archers and the other units that he's seen from Whoppersnore so far. Of course, Whoppersnore just has simply has a barracks there, so can go for the spearmen. But as long as he is feudal age, spearmen are not that effective versus knights. You need a lot of spearmen and a lot of good micro to actually do something with that. And the knights, it's a little bit of shame because now he's Castle Age. He should have probably moved up with these knights earlier to be super effective. Because if he just walked with these over with his knights here to the wood line, there's not much that Whoppersnore had at that point. He could really do some damage, really delay some timings from Whoppersnore. But here we see the click up from Igionic, and he will move in with the 4 knights, and that can be very problematic for Whoppersnore. That doesn't really have any proper units. He's still working with militia here at the in the Castle Age, and is not upgrading them either. So he does have a very weak Dark Age to Archer Age Feudal Age units. And now the Elite Skirmishers, oh my god, look at the hard counters there. The militia will absolutely do nothing, I'm pretty sure of that. No, they are just some sort of makeshift meat shield, and the knights will run up now too, will probably connect to the archers, and this army is doomed if they not run fast. He's actually trying to kite something out, only has a +1 damage. Igionic did not go for the armor upgrade, but there the crossbows quill in, and he has that +1 damage, so now it's somewhat more effective. But Igionic still has that 5 elite skirmishers, and they are so effective against these crossbow archers. And this is super awkward for Whoppersnore. What is his reaction going to be? He will go for a second barracks that will become his first very soon, because this barracks will probably go down anytime soon. And what will Whoppersnore do? Will he go for pikemen? He's going for skirmishers himself, so it seems. I think one of the things that Whoppersnore should probably build now is a siege workshop. I think he really needs a mangonel in there to do some area of effect damage. He needs the damage output. Skirmishers are not great versus mangonels, and it's really, well, this is exactly what I meant in the early when I said early on. This is a skill matchup. Aztecs versus Celts is super skill based, super execution focused, and this is the time to shine. We've seen some nice micro from both players, but I would definitely give it to Whoppersnore in terms of the better execution. Did come out on top of a lot of these fights. Now got some pikemen in the mix, so has some answers to the knights. Did not go for any upgrades, so these skirmishers will do the full damage versus the pikemen. But what is going to be the plan for Whoppersnore? You see that he's looking for the right timing, for the right angle to attack, and Igionic is also just looking for things to destroy, for damage to deal anywhere. And Whoppersnore, right now he is probably fine. He has some idle villagers there that have been standing still a long time, so that does tell us that he's probably very preoccupied with this battle, which is to no surprise, of course, but it does mean that the annoyance that Igionic is putting up here does have some effect. Now, there are a lot of pikemen here, and look at the knights instantly dying. He has made himself some sort of wall off. These walls are not started yet, so he could have just walked over here, but it doesn't really matter. And these knights will actually get stuck. What is he doing? He's committing to the knights. Look at all the damage that they are getting. Oh, he's losing the knights. That's a lot of resources there wasted for Igionic without any true reason. And Whoppersnore is still 300 points ahead, so despite what I just said, the effect is not really there. And there is a steady lead there for Whoppersnore, but Igionic can't really find a way to get ahead of that. Now, Igionic has made a workshop and has one mangonel, and now it's when things really start to get tricky. Can he land those full mangonel shots? Because yes, this army is nice, and yes, Whoppersnore has shown some micro, and that were some very painful mistakes for Igionic there, but one nice mangonel shot and the dreams of Whoppersnore can definitely be over. That's how close he is to death, and that's how close this game is right now. It's all coming down to the micro. And Whoppersnore is planning on doing some attacks, so this game is super hype. Look at all the back and forth action going on here. Whoppersnore recognizing that he needs to answer, because he sees the points of Igionic creeping up to his level, and he reckons that he needs to do some form of retaliation. Here the first mangonel shot will come, and I don't think it hit him. I think all the units were damaged before, but can he dodge the shots? Can he get to that mangonel shot? The skirmisher actually follows up now, will now just return, and Whoppersnore realizes that the mangonel is something that he can't really deal with right now. And this is what I meant. This is a little bit awkward for the Aztecs, because light cavalry is such a nice. Light cavalry would be the perfect answer to this composition that Igionic has, but he simply can't make it. Now, the other very nice thing that he could have built are Eagle Warriors, of course. Eagle Warriors are faster, they can dodge those mangonel shots, and they have the pierce armor, so they are also a very nice addition. But it doesn't seem like he's really going for Eagle Warriors as of now. They are very expensive. They are very expensive indeed. Oh, he's now going for the Eagle Warriors, so he will do that indeed. He still has 3 barracks, and the Eagle Warriors are fast enough to actually dodge the shots and get to the mangonel without actually dying. But again, you have to do it. And if Igionic goes for the air attacks, R attacks, you can of course click the units and then we'll fight them. But if you click R and then on an area spot, you actually fire on that area, and that's the form of skill shot, I would say, in this game. And if Igionic can pull off some nice R attacks, I keep saying the Dutch pronunciation, very annoying. If he keeps doing the R attacks and lands one on these Eagle Warriors, because they are very squishy. They do have that +4, though. They are very high attack on the Aztec Eagle Warriors there. So if they reach the mangonels are doomed. Only 50 HP. You have that with 3 Eagle Warriors, they're down in a jiffy. But now the siege workshop is going down for Whoppersnore, and he will probably be building some mangonels for himself. Now, meanwhile, let's not forget, Ickonic has gone to double town center, and Wobbursnore is now just building his second town center. So Ickonic does have that economic lead right now, and you do see that slowly but steadily he will get in the point lead there very soon. So it's now Wobbursnore who really needs to answer this and needs to keep hold of this game. And Ickonic now has gathered the units and feels like this is the right moment to strike. 4 mangonels, a couple of longswordsmen, and the elite skirmishers. Can they do it? I think it's a very nice composition to deal with the units that Wobbursnore has. And with the 4 mangonel shots, if a couple of these shots happen to land on the army of Wobbursnore, it will be over. And this is the next battle, the 4th battle of this game, really. And the mangonel just in time coming through for Wobbursnore. Can it do the damage? Who will be the damage? The Eagle Warriors will actually get hit. Try to connect to the mangonels, but it can't really reach it. His Eagle Warrior is just left to himself. He kills his own Eagle Warrior, but will strike down a mangonel. The mangonel of Wobbursnore will go down too, however. And now the battle gets real messy. Both players trying to do the damage where they can. And Ickonic actually has to kill his own units in order to hit those swordsmen. Mangonel actually hit the tower, so a little bit of misclick there. Not really connected to the right mode. And look at Ickonic. He's losing the mangonels. Look at Wobbursnore. He's connecting to those mangonels and getting 3 down. I think that was a pretty nice fight. And now it's Wobbursnore's time to actually deal the damage. A full connection to those elite skirmishers. They will all go down. Look at that. Another hit. Oh my god. He fully hits all these units. Look at the difference that Ickonic is putting up. Both players going for the hits. It's clicking. It's not R-ing. And they exchange mangonels. And that means, yes, that Ickonic is forced off. And once again, Wobbursnore defends this. Wobbursnore comes off. Oh my god. What is this game? So both players lost a good amount of units there, but Ickonic lost 4 or 5 mangonels. That's super expensive, and he actually didn't really do anything. He didn't really get anything from that. Wobbursnore is just getting his eco up too, and it's now just a time of recuperation and getting that army back together. Ickonic is going for Archer, Skirmisher, Mangonel, which is probably not the best composition at this time. He really needs these Eagle Warriors to get rid of the mangonels, because once the mangonels are dead, the poison's really out of the attack from Ickonic. The mangonels now is really what's the problem for Wobbursnore. And again, I think the execution definitely went to the better execution. Definitely went to Wobbursnore there. Look at all the mangonels that he killed. Look at the resources that he wasted for Ickonic. This spearman, I don't know, he committed a crime or something. It was a scout spearman, just to see what kind of composition he was going for, and got met with 500 spears. And Ickonic still on double town center, I think, yes. So both players double TC, very even eco, 500 point, 400 point lead now for Wobbursnore. So still a very steady lead for Wobbursnore, and time after time truly outplaying Ickonic there, I would say, in these battles. And here the next confrontation will go, the next attempt for Ickonic to break through these defenses and finish him off, because the good thing for Ickonic is the fights are always now on Wobbursnore's turf, and a full connection on 2, both mangonels instantly dropping, but he can get a double kill with the mangonels, but instantly loses the 2 mangonels in the fight. But it's now Wobbursnore to not lose these mangonels for no reason. Oh no, he really has to move them. Oh no, he will lose them without a reason. That could have been such a huge win for Wobbursnore if he moved those mangonel back and actually got to connect some hits on them. But it's just an even fight. No mangonels for both players. And now Wobbursnore will just lose his army. Oh no, that fight it started awesome for him. What is he doing? He's not clicking. He's not using the units. What's happening? Now the mangonel's gone. The castle is finished though, so that's nice. That will buy him some time again, but oh my god, it was such a shame. I thought that fight would definitely go into Whoppersnor's favor, instantly killing those two mangonel. But then it looked like he just left the screen. He just left the battle there. He didn't move any units. That's such a shame. And now he has a big problem because Ionic, he has so many production buildings. Look at that. Way more than Whoppersnor does. And we now also see that Ionic will take the lead. Yes. Let me drink some water. What is this? So again, it is Whoppersnor that will probably have to defend. It's going to be Ionic that's going to try to find an other angle. Does know that there is an opening in here and knows probably that that it has not been fixed yet. So he can just walk over here and maybe deal some damage here to the gold mines that are over here. A lot of clumping gold miners here because Whoppersnor is really forced into this little corner. What I was trying to say earlier is all the battles for the last 25 minutes have been on Whoppersnor's turf. And that means that the zone of control for Ionic is this entire map. These are effectively all Ionic's resources right now. And look at them. Look at Ionic. He will just instantly just walk over here, just walk into the base of Ionic, and he's looking for the damage. He will overkill that. That villager is super dead. But now Whoppersnor will lose a lot of villagers here. And what is Whoppersnor going to do? Again, he's not moving his units. Whoppersnor, it's time to react. What are you doing? Oh my god. There the units go. And they will just attack the houses. So Ionic just trying to do the damage that he can. Reckons that since he is not Imperial Age yet, cannot really fight next to that castle. And thus went for the other angle. Look at all the villages that will go down. He will now bell his entire economy in the right side of his base. And will for this stop his economy from working. And again a full hit for Whoppersnor. Look at the mangonel connections there. I'm sorry for losing that. And another mangonel shot connecting. Can he get the other mangonel shot? No, the mangonel from Whoppersnor will go down. And he's now looking to kill it. Yes, it will still connect. And again Whoppersnor will lose all his units. But look at that. He's killing all the gold miners. Will he actually stop Whoppersnor from getting any gold? Full hits from the mangonel. Of course, again killing a lot of units there. And that's again turning the tides for Whoppersnor, giving back control of this game, trying now to get rid of the longswordsman, kiting it back with the mangonels. Full hits, is hitting a little bit of his own units though. But again, this entire army has been dealt with well, he's had some losses, but certainly not the losses that you could have against such an army. And again, Whoppersnor is out executing this fight from Ionic. But the problem is that on a macro strategic level, Ionic is 1-2 steps ahead of Whoppersnor almost for the entire game. There's no damage been dealt to the economy for Ionic for, well, let's say 30 minutes now, only more 35. Only the early drush from Whoppersnor did something, and it's all just battling here from now. And if Whoppersnor makes one mistake on his own ground here, he's just dead, because there's no reaction time, and the tempo that Ionic has here is so much better than Whoppersnor. And that's the true problem. So it's nice that Whoppersnor executes this very well, and he is winning it by well, not a mile I would say, but he is winning every fight. But only one fight, and this is over. I promise you that. So Whoppersnor needs a long-term plan here, and that's what I'm missing, and that's my greatest worry right now. That what is his long-term plan? He can't win. He can't keep winning all these fights, because we see that Ionic does have the know-how to execute the fights well. It's just the little mistakes that keep getting him behind all the time. So what is Whoppersnor's plan? What are his options? Some sneak Eagle Warriors to just annoy him maybe, and just deal with his economy a little bit while he gets an army could be an option. or really trying now to get the production up, because also Wappersnor has not really made any new production units. He's made buildings. He's just made the same units out of the same buildings for the last 30 minutes, and it's on a stalemate at this point, but definitely in favor for Igionic, I would say, despite the better execution. It's minute 49. Both players are not Imperial Age. Are they going Imperial Age? Yes, so Igionic is going Imperial Age. Both players from this point on just really trying to commit to that aggression, really trying to keep the other player down, and that's why both players are well, Wappersnor has to commit every single resource into that defensive army, and Igionic just doesn't want Wappersnor to get any further economically. So both players fully committing to that aggression, but he will be Imperial Age soon, and that means that the battlefield situation will completely change once again. For some reason, Wappersnor stopped building this castle. Oh, now realizes it himself and will start doing that. I will drink some water because I'm feeling like there's another fight coming up here. Look at that. Look at these skirmishes. Will we see some other juicy connections there from the mangonels? We will see right now. Is this going to be the battle? Is this going to be the... Look at all the crossbow. Look at the counter. Look at the counter units there for Igionic. All the crossbowmen from Wappersnor. I do not really agree with that choice of crossbows. He has only... Oh my god, that's a full connection again. And he makes him stand still. So another full connection. Look at the health of all these skirmishers. Just one hit and he could kill so many. But oh, Igionic now learned from his mistakes, trying to wait for that mangonel to walk up and then hit it. So it was a little bit of a bait from Igionic there. It was very nicely played from Igionic, I would say. It's very nice connection. He will hit some skirmishers, but not the amount that he would like. And the tension is building more and more, and I do feel like that this might be it. Another mangonel will go down for Wappersnor this time, and it now looks like... It's looking like Igionic will outplay him right now. He baits every mangonel and he doesn't really get anything in return. He will now actually commit to the knights with the pikeman, try to get that mangonel to stop there. But no, he will return and will not lose too much knights. Only one knight, two knights to the mangonel drop. He tried to get rid there of the mangonel, but couldn't really do it. There wasn't really that much of opportunity. And you can feel Igionic. You can feel he tastes the blood of his enemy. You can feel him wanting to close this game out, and he will commit to it a second time. The pikemen really have to be positioned well here in order to defend the mangonels but not get killed by the skirmishers. So positioning of the units and the micro of the mangonels is a pivotal issue right now. The first trebuchet will now go down for Igionic, trying to do some damage, get some other into the base. Actually has this insane range from this hill, and the upgrade here can just get that tower of the castle down without much answer for Wappersnor. And now two mangonel will go down. And slowly but steadily, Igionic is getting hold of this battlefield right here. What is Wappersnor going to do against it? We've seen him deal with it a lot of times. Another mangonel is going down. He's really dropping the ball in this one. And this was what I was talking about. If he makes too much mistakes in one game, it's simply over, because this game is on his turf. If he loses this army, this game is over. Two trebuchets bashing down that castle. Castle will go down. So now this is wide open again, and if he deals with the army, it's actually over. But the skirmishes are so low, full connections there with the mangonel, and skirmishes take a million years to take down one mangonel, but a 50 spears will do the trick. But now it's really awkward for Wappersnor, and he doesn't really have the defense. He has to stop this knight from getting that mangonel down, but they won't. They can do it, and the mangonels will go down, and that means that the damage output from the Wappersnor is completely gone. The only damage that they really had was the crossbows, but it's a full skirmisher army. There's absolutely no damage to be done, and the entire army from Wappersnor is down. And look at the amount of units. 1,000 skirmishers join the battlefield. And is this it? Is this it? After so many defenses, after so many micro plays from Wappersnor, is the short-term plays just didn't pay off, so it seems. Is this how it ends? Meanwhile, also his town center went down, so it does seem like He's just going to reposition for a bit here. He did bring down a castle and a town center, so economically Ickonic is ahead, is way ahead right now. Is also almost 2,000 points ahead. Wobbersnore will also now be in Imperial Age, but well, it doesn't really matter for him at this point. It's really about making the correct units and executing it well. Eagle Warriors and Mangonels would be the answer here, I'm sure. And look at how desperate Wobbersnore is. He's actually moving up with all his villagers. What's this? Is this a sign of forfeit? What's he doing? Oh no! Is this some sign of resign? I think a full hit into the villagers. He lose so much, all the economy. Oh no! What is he doing? This is a suicide at this point. Oh my god, is this how it's going to end? All the villagers will die. And there are some mangonels in there, so he can probably maybe get some damage in there, because if he gets rid of all these skirmishes here, he buys himself some other time. But he did lose that town center, so it will take him a long time to actually get back from this economically. 1,000 idle villagers right here, and it's looking like he's just giving up. Look at that. There are actually like 10, 15 villagers doing something right now. Max, I love you. He's saying, I love you too, Wobbersnore. What a game. Holy moly, my friend. GG, he says. And GG, and that means that we have our first semi-finalist. Ickonic will finally bring down Wobbersnore after a wallop of a defense. And it will be Ickonic going to that semi-finals. And this will be the end of Wobbersnore after what is, by a long shot, I would say, the best game of this tournament yet. My god, was this intense. What a defense from Wobbersnore, but it just wasn't enough. It was ending like I was afraid of, and it was a short-term plan from Wobbersnore. It was just defending, and there was no real sign of any strategy after that, and that's where he really killed himself. He should have had another follow-up plan to the aggression of Yannick, but it wasn't there. Ickonic learned from his mistakes, recognized that the problem were the Mangonel outplays from Wobbersnore, and got outplayed himself. Wobbersnore, the nice baits over there, I think that's the highlight for me of the game. Ickonic baiting these Mangonels from Wobbersnore into attacking the units, because he knew Wobbersnore was so desperate for the connections. So I really like that adaptation there from Ickonic, and my god. That was a great game, guys. That was an absolutely great game. I am completely awake right now. I will probably have to refill my water before I go into the next game, because Jesus Christ. Okay. GG Wobbersnore, thank you for playing. You've had a very great tournament, and I'm hoping to see you again in another tournament. And congratulations, Ickonic, for being the very first semi-finalist, and you will find out very soon if it's going to be Flojo or Banana Bread. Let's go to the stats there real quick. If we go to the military stats, you look at the units killed, 200 to 250 at an hour. That's not. It could be more. I think it shows that the battles that occurred were very effective, had a real meaning to them. Sometimes there is just random sparring somewhere over a resource, but now it was just every battle had that feeling of if Ickonic wins this, it's over. And I think that's been reflected here in the stats. Largest army, we do see, look at how many more units Ickonic had, but it was the Mangonel shots from Wobbersnore that really kept him into that game. Yeah, well, the resources were pretty close when it comes to gold and stone, but Ickonic did mine so many more foods and woodsies. Yeah, he had that strong economy from the start, and he didn't really have any problems with it after that Drush. Had that earlier town center, and then of course destroyed town center, and that was where the game truly ended. And it was so close. It was just so close. Only one relic only picked up for Ickonic. They just did not have time to really do that. Only 85 villagers actually for both. That's very little. It could have been more. That's so funny. This game was so super close. And look at that. You just see that that slowly but steadily Ionic got hold of this game with every minute, and then here it was the suicide, of course, so this part doesn't really count, but look at his little dance into his army. Were all the juicy mangonel shots, one of the best things to actually see in an Age of Empires game. Okay, and with that we have seen our very first quarterfinal match of this Titans League tournament. Whew. Wow, what a game that was, guys. I will refill my water very quick. I will be back in 30 seconds. And after that, we will go to the next game, which will be Flojo versus Banana Bread. See you in 30 seconds. Yes, and I'm back. And as I said, it is time for the next game, and that is Flojo versus Banana Bread. Now, I thought that that this game would be the closest, but will it actually be? Because that game that we just saw was absolutely bonkers. But these two players are also very close in skill level, I would say. Both players shown mistakes, shown good parts, and shown, well, Flojo has shown that he can be defeated by the Fate, and Banana Bread shows that he can defeat the Titans of the Titans League, being Koekenbakker, of course, the slaying of Koekenbakker, the Red Wedding of the Titans League. Let's not keep talking gibberish too much, and let's very quickly go into that next game. I'm going to load it up. It's going to be Flojo versus Banana Bread. The winner of this game will face Ionic next week in that semifinals. The game has been loaded up. I will take you guys to it in time. And here we go. Whew. Oh, I'm so hyped. On the left side, in blue, it is Flojo as the Celts or the Celts, what you like, it doesn't really matter. On the right side, in red, it is Banana Bread playing as the Franks. The Franks versus the Celts. It will be another Celt game. Of course, just a very nice civilization to have there. We've seen Flojo going for very early aggression, very early on in the game. The Celts are a civilization that can certainly do that, so no surprises there. And on the other side, we do see Banana Bread going for the Franks. So it's the most versatile civilization versus the most linear civilization, I would say. So that's a very interesting matchup right there. The Franks, they have really one thing they can do, and that is fast castling into night rushing, or just fast castling, I guess. But yeah, the strong knights, there's very little reason to not use them. It's a lot of the bonuses from the Franks actually play around the Frank knights. And it's because of that they are considered one of the most linear civilizations, but not weaker per se. I mean, if you execute it very well and it's very effective, it doesn't really matter how versatile a Celtic civilization is. You just die. So what will it be? Flojo is maybe the most aggressive player in this tournament, has had very early timings with the drushes, and is the player that drushed I think 2 or 3 times right now, and if he was not drushing, it was just Archer rushing. He's been doing it every single game. We haven't really seen any slow eco games from him, so is that going to be the case here again? He does know that his opponent is playing the Franks, and he is also suspecting probably that it's going to be a Night Rush. So he does know that he has that Feudal Age and Dark Age window probably to do some damage. But will it be the case here too? It's a very open map. And if we look at the map generation, that's hugely in Flojo's favor. Look at that. That's super nice tight hideout for Arabian map. Just little gaps in between the wood lines, and well, Banana Bread just has this desert over here. Can't really, has to probably just wall it off over here. That's a very long way. But it's or that, or just having a wall of 1,000 kilometers. So map generation definitely in Banana Bread's favor. Also, is that no? There's no gold, right? No. Oh, there's a 1 bag gold over here. So he has that going for him, but also in terms of resource placement, look at Flojo just having 2 somewhat back stone and gold here, right? So it's and very secluded and very well positioned gathering. So the map is very much in the Celtic players' favor, I would say. And it does look like he's going to make a straight up wall from this side. It does look like that's going to be the case. I do hear a house for Banana Bread. That's a little bit unfortunate. That's not something you want to happen in a quarterfinals game. He's actually behind. He's 2 villages behind already. That's a lot. Yeah. I'm not sure what is up with that. So, but as I said, we know that Banana Bread, how he won from Koekenbakker, that was very well played, was by really mind gaming him into, tricking him into doing the thing that he would know that Koekenbakker thought that he would do. Yeah, there we go. Koekenbakker just assumed Banana Bread was playing the Britons, and Koekenbakker simply assumed that he was going for the archers, but he actually went for the knights, and Koekenbakker just blindly made the counter units. And simply lost off of it. And is Banana Bread going to make that some sort of what's the word here? Trademark strategy to mind game his opponent. Off of it. Maybe that's it's the case. He's just taking the Franks to say I'm going to Night Rush and then doing something completely different. And it's minute 8 and I'm not seeing a barracks from Flojo. That's very surprising. Normally he would have 1,000 barracks by now, but he does not. Idle villagers over there, no problem. Yeah, I'm super interested. Are these players going to maybe be a little bit afraid because it's the quarterfinals and one mistake can just knock you out of the tournament? We see a... oh no, it's of course going to build a gold mine. I thought maybe we'll see some production buildings from Banana Bread there, but nope. Just houses for both players and resources. A slow earlier stage of the game. And both players now start to scout their opponent. And yeah, so, well, they didn't know when they were playing this game, but winner of this game will, of course, face Ickonic, and that's a very daunting task indeed. It's a very daunting task. Banana Bread does know Ickonic, has played against him, and was probably the person who got closest actually to winning versus Ickonic, as of yet. Maybe one could argue that Whoppersnore just nearly pulled it off, but Banana Bread came pretty close, and well, we did see some major improvements for him. So if he reaches that final or that semi-final, could be very interesting. On the other side, Flojo, we haven't seen. Oh, what do we see here? We see a sort of middle-ish barracks from Banana Bread, but Flojo will spot it, and he will actually probably kill that villager. And Flojo is building a barracks for himself. Is he going to make units out of it? We'll have to see. But he gets forced away because another villager does make it there on time. That will mean that Flojo does finish his barracks first, but is not really using that momentum right there. It's not really making units, so he's not really afraid of anything. He is going feudal age. Both players have very similar feudal age timings, so no drushes, but the barracks does tell me that one of these players is going to do something and the other player has to react, so it seems like some very early aggression again. Is the Spearman will come out for Flojo. That's a very surprising choice. It does seem like the same thing is happening here. There is a player just assuming the strategy of the other player. Flojo is scouting all these production buildings actively, and he has not seen any stable. But he is very afraid of a scout rush. He's just expecting the scout rush, and he's going for the Spearman. And the Spearman are going to be pretty useless. Because that's a blacksmith, yeah. There's not really a sign. There was no real sign of a scout rush there, so that's going to be very nice for Banana Bread. He's just that's really nice. He's going to have his opponent just make useless units. Flojo now himself is going for archers, so that's funny. He's going for the Spearman, and he's just going for archers there. He's committing to that one. Double archery range, so trying to get that damage in early. Already a couple of units in, 2 spearmen, 2 archers. There will be a lot more. And what is Banana Bread doing? He has a blacksmith. So is that a fast castle for him? He is committing his stone to building these stone wall-offs. The problem is he has these little gaps filled, but he should really try to wall off the bigger part of the map to really get the defense in. Once if he doesn't do that, there's no real use to this. And I'm very surprised to see that Banana Bread is not making any units. He knows that Flojo has seen the barracks, so you can assume that someone's going to make units then. He's going to react to that. But Banana Bread in return just didn't make any units. Nothing. So I do not really understand that. But is he going to halt this off without any units? We will have to see. He just walled off this oasis, but again, there's a gap over here. So the walls are really, all these resources are not really doing much at this point. And a little bit of an awkward start from Banana Bread. And Flojo is just going to make use of that and use his units, his early units, to get the damage in. And the spearmen are now effective because there are no really units to counter them, and the damage will come through. And it's now just Flojo being a little bit annoying. An archery range going down for Banana Bread, so he's going to probably make some skirmishers out of that. They can very nicely deal with the units that Flojo is putting in front of him here. Yeah, the waypoint is just in Banana Bread's base at this point, and Banana Bread hasn't made any military units. One militia that's now walking over here. Really strange things there, and it's not looking like the Banana Bread we've seen in the Kookabakker game and in the other games as of late. Is he a little bit maybe intimidated, or was he not paying attention? I'm not sure what's going on here. But now Flojo will find some other units, will kill the militia, the only military unit of Banana Bread's army, and the villagers over there has also been stopped from mining any stone, has not started mining the back gold rather, has not started to mine the gold that he had over there. And this is not going well for Banana Bread at all. Not at all indeed. This villager probably trying to start that wall off, but this is not your country anymore, Banana Bread. This is not your ground. This is all Flojo's now. Your world's very small, and you need skirmishers to deal with this, and you need to deal with it fast, because this is not a stage in the game where you want to be put down like this. He's going for archers, so he wants to play the execution game. His enemy has not gone fletching, so that's a plus for him. But there are now like 12 archers walking around in his base. And he is going for the skirmishers. He's not really doing much else. And look at all the villagers now that have to move to another place. Look at all the villagers that are not collecting any resources as of now. And it's just Flojo slowly but steadily getting the points in. 200 point lead already. And again, Banana Bread now trying to retaliate with the archers that he had himself. But will it do the trick? Flojo is just going to kite him down, probably trying to get the right timing there. Surprised to see that he's not going. He's going double archery, but he is not made a blacksmith actually. So I thought that he would go fletching there, but no. I think he's just happy with how this is going. I think he's right about that. He did a lot to Banana Bread's economy already. It's minute 19 and there are a lot of problems in Banana Bread's life. His world is very small and he's still not made the single unit that can deal with his issues. And look at the resources. He can make so many. He has double archery range. He can make so many skirmishes, but he's not doing anything. What's happening? Banana Bread. Not like this. Does seem like he really doesn't know how to deal with the aggression that's putting in front of him. And now he will Flojo simply outnumbers him with these archers. Banana Bread tries to make these villagers tank the damage and get the archers in return, and Flojo is just simply killing the villagers, getting the full effectivity out of his attack right here. And now a tower has been built there, denying the gold for Banana Bread. So only has this gold, but he has not started mining it. So Banana Bread has not mined gold for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Oh no, not 10. 5 minutes right now. And look at all the villager deaths. Oh no, he just lost a useless villager. GG rip. Banana Bread just going to go down like that. GG from Flojo. And that's the other side of how it can go, ladies and gentlemen. 21 minutes. And Flojo just killed Banana Bread just like that. GG to Flojo. You will be the second semi-finalist and you will face Ickonic next week in the best of 3 semi-finals. So congratulations to you. And well, Banana Bread, GG. Thanks for the tournament. You were a very nice player to watch. You had awesome upsets. But yeah, Flojo was too strong, so it seems. And I'm hoping to see you in another tournament very soon. Flojo, congratulations. I think the game was pretty clear, pretty straightforward. Flojo just went for the archer push, the all-in archer aggression, and just being Flojo, being the aggressive player that he is. And Banana Bread just didn't react. That's really what it is. He just didn't react, and he made the incorrect unit too late. It was a lot of misplays from Banana Bread's side that really killed him there. And that's it, guys. That's the first quarterfinals. It will be Flojo versus Ickonic next week. Yeah, we will see Laser Raptor versus Centurio on Sunday, and after that the Fate versus B Swift. Also 2 very interesting matches, if you ask me. And I think that whoever wins, some very interesting semi-finals could come out of that. So I don't think that the stats are too interesting here. It was just a decisive win from Flojo. So guys, the semi-final will probably be played live. I'm not sure yet. It depends on the players' schedule and some other things. But I will communicate that with the players. You will hear about that Sunday, but it will be either way on Tuesday, whether or not it's live. So that's when the semifinals will be played. Again, or not again. Also, the community games, I am preparing them. I will announce that there will be multiple community games, so multiple votes will be answered, and I will announce the community games very soon. But that's a little teaser over there. I thank you all very much for watching. I think we've seen today one of the most awesome games of this tournament. If you know someone who likes to watch Age of Empires, or someone who has already watched or is in the tournament and doesn't know about this game, make sure they see Whoppersnore versus Ionic, because that game was absolutely amazing. And I will see you guys Sunday. I wish you all a very nice first week of 2019, and have a nice evening. Try to recuperate from that New Year's Eve party. I am certainly going to try to do that. And well, have a great one, guys. Bye bye.